Anybody expecting something great in this year? Amen. So he's everything to us. You are everything to me. You are the air that I live and breathe. You are the well I draw all of my strength from, and you are my peace, and where my healing comes from. You are everything. Yes, you're everything. You are everything to me. Come on and say you are. You are everything to me. Come on, tell him, say you are the air. The air I live and breathe. You are the well that I draw my strength, draw my strength from. You are my peace, are my peace, and where all my healing comes from. Yeah, say you are everything. Yes, you are everything. You are everything to me. Is there a witness? Just lift your hands and say you are everything to me. And Lord, you are the air that I breathe. Oh, I live and breathe. You are the well that I draw my strength from. I find strength in you, Jesus. And you are my peace in the midst of confusion, and where all of my healing comes from. You are everything. You're the one that I can count on to be everything. Oh Lord, you are everything to me. Come on, sing that one more time. See, you are everything to me. Come on, tell them, say you are the air that I breathe. Thank you for breathing on me, Jesus. Thank you for breathing on me. And you are the well that I draw all of my strength from. And you are my peace. Oh yeah, my healing comes from. Come on, raise it, say you are everything. Yes, you are, Lord. Everything. You are everything to me. Oh, you are my strength, strength like no other. Your strength like no other, and it reaches to me. How many of you need strength this morning? Lift your hands and say, you are my strength. Come on, talk to him. Strength like no other. Your strength like no other. And it reaches to me. You are my strength. Yes, you are my strength. When I'm weak in my body, strength like no other. Strength like no other. reaches to me. Come on, raise that one more time. You are my peace. You are my peace. Oh yeah. Peace like no other. Your peace like no other. And it reaches to me. You are my joy. You are my joy. Joy like no other. Joy like no other. And it reaches, oh yes it does. Now tell him that he is your hope. You are my hope. Yes you are. Hope like no other. Hope like no other. And Lord, it reaches to me. One more time, you are my hope. Hope like no other. Yes, your hope like no other. And it reaches to me. Oh, in the fullness of your grace, in the power of your name. What does he do? You lift me up. Yes, you do. You lift me up. In the fullness of your grace, and in the power of your name. The power in your name, you lift me up. When I'm down, he lifts me up. Come on, sing it one more time. You in the fullness of your, and in the power of your name. You lift me up. Yes, you do. You lift me up. Oh, you are my strength. Anybody really need strength? Yeah, he's gonna be your strength to get you through this year. Yes, he's strength like no other, Lord, and it reaches to me. Oh, you are my strength. Yes, you are my strength. Lord, send your supernatural strength right now, Lord. Heal our bodies, Jesus, right now. And it reaches to me. You are my peace. You are my peace. Yes, you are, Lord. I run to you in the midst of confusion. When I don't understand, it reaches. You are my hope. You are my hope. Hope for tomorrow. Hope for tomorrow. Hope for tomorrow. And it reaches to me. You are my hope. You are my hope. Hope for tomorrow. Yes, you are, Lord, your hope. And it reaches to me. Now come on, lift your hands and tell him thank you, Jesus. We give you praise for being our hope, Jesus. It's not over because we have hope in you, Jesus. Oh, your hope like no other. Your joy like no other. Your peace like no other, Jesus. Your strength like no other, Lord. Oh, you are my strength. Strength like no other. Yes, Lord, your strength like no other. And it reaches to me. You are my strength, oh, my strength. Your strength like no other. We need strength right now, Jesus, for the journey, for the assignment that you called us to. It reaches to me. You are my strength. You are my strength. Oh, yes, you are. Strength like no other. When I'm weak in my body, I draw strength from you, Jesus. You are the healer, yes, you are. You are the deliverer, Jesus. Oh, you are my strength. One more time. You are my strength. Strength like no other. Strength like no other. It reaches to me. Come on, he deserves praise. He deserves worship. Hallelujah, because he is our strength. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Strength like no other. Strength like no other. Reaches to me. Strength like no other. Reaches to me. Oh, to me. Strength like no other. Oh, Lord, reaches to me. Oh, strength like no other. Reaches to me. Hallelujah. 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 That song always blesses me. Thank you, praise singers. Because until you have been to a place where you felt weak, you can't appreciate what it means to have strength. Anybody ever been weak? Maybe you were bedridden after a sickness, and you didn't have the strength, you didn't have the reserve that you normally pull forth. And then you started feeling better. Sometimes I didn't even realize how far I was, how far from health I was, until I started to feel better. Started to see clearly. Oh my God. It seems so much brighter in the room. Seems so much brighter in my life as my strength returned. So thank God you are my strength. Strength like no other. Thank God for the strong places in my life. But you are my strength like no other place in my life. To God be the glory. Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord, everybody. It has been a full weekend. Amen. Amen. Praise God. It's been a full weekend. God has blessed us, continues to bless us. And I just want to leave a word with you today as we begin this new year, in this new season. We're about to get a new president, a new cabinet, some new leaders. And it is important that we understand our responsibility to bring what we need to bring. We made it another year. Somebody said another year's journey, and I'm glad about it. Lord, I thank you for every experience of 2016. Some of them didn't feel so good. Some of them made me cry. Some of them made me question some of my decisions. And yet I had to go through each and every one of them to get to this place. One writer said, blessed assurance. At the end of the day, the year that I have the blessed assurance that through it all, Jesus is mine. And so this is, he said, this is my story. Praising my Savior all the day long. Thank God for the blessed assurance that kept us through, carried us through 2016, no matter how rough it got. Some of us stood at the casket that we didn't expect to be standing at. Blessed assurance. Lord, you're with me. Yea, though I walk through this valley that I didn't expect to have to go through. I know that you're with me. I know that your rod and your staff comfort me. Thank you, Lord. In this new first month of this new season, we're going to be looking at active hope. Active hope. According to the authors of our thought for the week on today, hope has two meanings. One is passive, and it waits for external agencies. It waits for other organizations. It waits for other people to bring about what we desire. Somebody said they're looking for a job, and they've told a few people and put in a few applications, and they're waiting for somebody to call them back. And sometimes we do have to wait. But what are you doing in the meantime? Somebody's facing a dilemma, and they're afraid to do anything but to wait to see how it turns out. And yes, there are times when we have to wait to see the outcome. And what are you doing while you wait? Are you praying? Are you believing? Are you speaking? Are you actively doing what you can do to prepare yourself, to bring clarity to the situation, to bring about what you're hoping for? Mark 11:23-24 says, I assure you and most solemnly say to you, whoever says to this mountain, be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he says is going to take place, it will be done for him. For this reason, I'm telling you, whatever things you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received them, and they will be given to you. We're looking at active hope. Yes, the Lord knows what we need. However, Scripture prompts us to speak and to ask. Sometimes to go. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes to go and sometimes to do. As I was thinking about active hope, I was reminded of a story found in Exodus 2, which has been read in your hearing. This is a familiar story to many of us, about a woman whose people are enslaved. Their master had decided that there were too many of them. Anybody in here can relate to that? You were on a job and somebody decided there were too many employees. There were too many people working in the kitchen. There were too many tellers. There were too many teachers. Somebody decided there were too many of them, and they were multiplying and growing too rapidly. And so the order was given to drown all of the Hebrew male babies. In verses 1-10, we're told that when the child was born and his mother saw that he was a beautiful child, she hid him 3 months. Have you ever received a gift, something wonderful, and at a certain point you felt like you had to hide it? Yeah. Something you gave birth to that is precious, and somebody didn't like it. Somebody feels like you don't deserve it. And so you find yourself trying to hide it, trying to minimize it, even apologize for it. Has anybody in here ever been there? Scripture says when she could no longer hide him. I can imagine she might have been living in fear every day. Every time he cried or laughed out loud, wondering if someone was going to hear him. house. Realized that she had love in her house. So when she could no longer hide him, active hope kicked in. That's what we're talking about, active hope. Yes, she could have waited until they came for him, until they discovered or hunted them down. But active hope is about becoming active in bringing about what you're hoping for. As a mother, I would think she had hope for her child to grow up. She had hope for him to come to become what he was destined to be. She already knew he was special. And so she got a little basket boat made of papyrus and waterproofed it and with tarred pitch and placed the child in it. Then she set it afloat in the reeds at the edge of the Nile. Now somebody may be thinking, how could she give away her baby like that? If she really loved her baby, she couldn't have done that. And as she was preparing, I can imagine, she said, Lord, things don't look so good right now. They're killing our babies and some have already been drowned. Lord, you gave this gift to me and I trust you. You are my hope. We just finished singing that. And I give him back to you. Somebody said desperate times call for desperate measures. And I believe that this mother decided that there was one way she could be sure that the enemy couldn't take away her gift. She said, I'll give it away. And even though she did not know what the outcome was going to be, she took her hands off of it and trusted God. That's where faith comes in. In my mind, I picture this mother backed up against the wall, took her baby and placed it in a basket of hope. And then she wrapped it up and secured it in faith. And then she cast it on the water. Now, water is spiritual and can represent cleansing and life. Now, what I love about this story is how God turned a dilemma into deliverance. And in the divine purpose, there was a work that that very child had to do for those same people that were enslaved. As this chain of events had to take place in order for that to happen. Family, sometimes active hope means after you've done all you can, letting go of that thing that you love so much and allowing God to work the miracle. She did all she could do. And I wonder, as she watched other mothers' children slain, if she said, we're not going out like this. There comes a time in your life where you got to make a decision. I'm not going down like this. I'm going down fighting. I'm going down doing all that I can do. God gave him to me, and now it's time to actively give it back. I pray that we don't get caught. Because I don't know what they'll do if we do. But God is with us. You got to know that God is with you. God has given me a mind to think and to plan, and I'm going to do what I can do. Scripture goes on to tell us that after the basket was placed in the water in the Nile River, the baby was crying, and his cries were heard by one of Pharaoh's daughters, who had compassion on him and decided to take the baby. Moses' sister stood at a distance to see what would happen, and comes out that it's clear when it is determined that the princess is going to keep the baby. Miriam asked her if she needed somebody to nurse him. Isn't it amazing how God can take that situation and flip the script? So the baby's mother takes the baby home and keeps him until he is older, at which point she returns him to Pharaoh's daughter, who adopted him. Active hope.
Come on now.
Active hope. Now, perhaps it's your home situation that's in jeopardy. Perhaps it's the relationship, that child that you've loved and poured yourself into, and it seems that this and that is pulling at them, trying to destroy them. Maybe it's the job that you're trying to hold on to, and you studied and worked hard and overtime and came in on your day off and tried to do a good job, and still there is trouble. And things don't look good right now. Well, it's time to become an active participant in bringing about what you're hoping for. Don't quit. Just become active in your prayer. Become active in your study and doing all the things that you can do to bring about the desired result. And then let go and let God. in where you are and in what you're going through. And just like God turned that woman's dilemma into deliverance, God is going to take you through that situation and turn it around and bless you like you've never been blessed before. And that may mean, it may mean that you're not always going to understand everything. Sometimes you may be afraid, but every time you become active with hope, every time you wrap it up in faith and cast it on the waters of life, something miraculous happens. Family, God has given us gifts and talents to share with the universe, and our blessing is often on the other side of exercising active hope. Often on the other side. While I was preparing this sermon, I found myself a deep thought about hope requiring some action. Never really had thought about that much about that on my part, like giving something away. As an intransitive and transitive verb, some action is being awaited or expected when we look at the word hope. I tried to change and soften the language and the tone around giving something away, because some of us get nervous when we hear, when we ask to give something away. And at a certain point, I had to look at myself. What are you struggling with this? And I realized that it's often easier to embrace sharing something than it is to give it away or to let it go. However, the power in giving it away or letting it go is that you surrender all fear attached to the outcome. So family, don't worry about giving too much. Don't worry about not having enough left or trying to hold on to yourself for fear that you'll be hurt or taken advantage of. Because when you sow the seed of giving, the universe will rise to honor and multiply the return. Someone is waiting for what you have to give as an act of faith. Give it away and make room for the more that God has for you. Our ancestors gave it away unconditionally because of their love for us. And look at the blessing that each of you has been to the world. What actions are you willing to take to bring about what you're hoping for? Family, we have a new administration coming in, and we're going to have to exercise some active hope in order to bring about some things that are needed for our people, for God's people. We can't continually wait for other systems to bring us what we need. We must be active participants by speaking up, speaking out, standing up, coming together, supporting one another. We got to stop hating on one another. We've got to stand together. We've got to stop competing with one another. We got to move jealousy up out of here. Move hatred right up out of here. Yes, because it's in here. And if it's in here, then there's some other thing, and there's some other things out there that's in here too. We are the salt of the earth. What actions are you willing to take to bring about what you're hoping for? Someone said actions speak louder than words. And often we say that we are hoping for something, hoping for peace, hoping for a better community, hoping for some things to be different, and yet we're sitting in the same spot, looking out of the same window, passively waiting for someone else to do something. We have been hoping for a better block since we moved in here with our church, my wife and I. Yes, it's a struggle. Many days we step outside to garbage. When we watch the rats, other times we watch the rats having a fields day, smorgasbord down the block when they put the garbage out each night. Sometimes it doesn't feel hopeful. Some of our efforts started going into trying to get out. Let's start looking for something else, because this is just, who wants to deal with this? And sometimes you have to do that. But I believe that only after you've taken all the bring about what you're hoping for. And I saw that action one day when Minister decided to sweep the block. And she said, oh, I just swept the block from one end to another. I said, really? Nothing happened right away. She even got one of the deacon candidates to work with her. He would come and sweep with her. And they'd bag up garbage. Nothing happened right away. And then some of the other people on the block started to notice and to acknowledge the difference. I don't think anybody offered help, but one neighbor came by one day and handed her a large roll of black garbage bags that continue to be a blessing. Her actions have been the beginning of building relationships with other neighbors and businesses. And now when we come out, people are waving. There have been some occasions when we weren't home and our neighbor received a package for us. A time we received one for them that would have been returned. It's called active hope. At a certain point, I decided that I wanted to see some live flowers growing outside. Yes, we face a wall. Anybody in here ever faced a wall? You wake up in the morning and the wall is there. You go to sleep at night and the wall is there. And sometimes there's garbage at the bottom of the wall. Praise God. Shortly thereafter, one of the neighbors asked Minister, I decided I'm going to put some flowers out here. Went to the nursery. So one of the neighbors asked Minister, where'd you get those flowers? Because I want to get some and put them in front of my house. He even invited us to an event in front of his house down the block. Rats running all around the event, but he invited us. Family hope, and better yet, active hope, is contagious.
Amen.
But it's going to cost you something. When our deacons created the gift of school supplies for our children, Minister knocked on the door of some of our neighbors to see if their children could use some of them. One of them wasn't open to the blessing. She said, what you want? Coming down here, what you think I need? No, my children don't need nothing. Minister almost ran down the block trying to get back. Everybody isn't open to help. But that's all right. Keep on knocking. But then there was another who said, yes, thank you. Sent the two children down here, and now when we come out, the children wave. They walk by. Hi. Active hope. Now, in my mind, we still have a long way to go. But active hope has made a difference. Maybe it's your relationship or your family or your job, or there's some things that you're hoping for. Again, what actions are you willing to take to bring about what you desire? Jochebed, which is Moses' mother, actively prepared and placed her gift in the water for God to work the miracle. Passive hope doesn't cost as much as active hope. I decided, I woke up this morning, I said, as a result of active hope as a pastor, there's some things I have to deal with this year that I didn't deal with last year. Now, everything in its own time. Our church is a living organism, and it continues to evolve. And you can't take on everything at one time. You've got to pick your battles. You've got to, gradually take on things as they become a priority. When you've got a lot of pots on the stove. Any cooks in the house? You got to prioritize. When you make it a big meal, you got to know, what do I have to stand in front of? Some things I can't watch while I'm watching Jerry Springer. I can't be on Facebook while I'm doing that. I've got to stand, if I'm making banana pudding from scratch, I got to stand right there. the sugar are going to stick if I walk away from the stove. What are you willing to do to achieve the desired actions? Active hope. I'm wondering today, sometimes we were taught to be passive. I grew up in an era, and they were, at the time, they were, young people in college were protesting, and they were arresting them. I remember my parents being afraid for my sister who was in college at the time. So we were taught to be passive. Don't make any waves. They'll remember you. Don't ask any questions. They'll remember you. They'll make an example of you. And yes, some of us have given our lives. Martin Luther King, active hope. And we can't just sit home and wait for them to give us what we need. Malcolm X, active hope. Maybe they didn't do it like you would have done it, but it was about love. And it was about taking action to bring about the hope that you desire for yourself, for your people. What actions are you willing to take? And what's in the way? Yes, it's going to cost you something. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And some of us decided, I'm not risking anything else. So I'll just stay here. I'll just stay quiet. Sometimes passive hope is about moving away. I kind of felt that when we were actively looking, well, let's just get out of here. We'll come here on Sunday like everybody else. Let's just get out. And I remember when we first moved, I had just retired, and I said, oh God, I can't come out to this every day. We had moved from a co-op with a terrace, and I had flowers from one end of the terrace to the other. To come out to garbage? And God has a way. God don't waste nothing, DC. God don't waste nothing. When we moved here, I had retired, and I found myself, I was looking on the subway one day, and they had this philosophy course. And it was talking about happiness. And I said, well, I got some time on my hands. Let me go do this free $10 philosophy course. And it was a blessing. I was supposed to go to that class because that class helped us to focus in on seeing beauty in everything. And I found myself, somebody had dumped some tiles down the block. So every day when I go, I'd have to walk past the tiles that were dumped on the sidewalk. And I was like, oh, this is just so disgusting. Sometimes we feel, I'm just so above this. I have been here, I have done that. I don't want to do that anymore. Not at this age, I don't want to do that. And I found after I continued in this little class, one day I walked past the tile, and I said, Lord, there's got to be beauty in there. And I looked at the tile, and all of the tile wasn't broken. And I looked past the brokenness and saw the tiles in the middle that was still intact. And I said, oh my God, that tile must have been beautiful in somebody's kitchen. Must have been beautiful in someone's bathroom. Active hope. Are you willing to look past the brokenness to see the beauty? Or have you already made up your mind that it's not worth it? I'm wondering today, on this first Sunday of the new year, if there's someone who says, Lord, I know I have hope in you. I just didn't think that I was required to do anything. Some of us have been taught, let God fix it for you. And God will. I'm not sure if that's the way you wanted it to work out. Because you may wind up with less than you would had you asked for, had you made your requests known. Scripture tells us to ask. We wear our ourselves out climbing the mountain. Scripture didn't tell you to climb the mountain. It said speak to it. Speak to it. Are you exercising active hope? Or are you waiting for God to do everything? If there's someone in the room who says, Lord, I hadn't thought about it before, but there's some things I need to do. I've identified those things I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a better life. I'm hoping for a better place to live. Another thing that the minister did was started calling the Board of Health about these rats. Called Active Hope. I said I was going to go take pictures that night. Call who you call on the TV? Call somebody to come over here and take pictures. It's been a struggle. And because there has been a passive hope or a lack of hope in this community, they don't want to pick up the garbage all the time. They have recycled and then don't show up. So you have to call and remind them that there's active hope living over here now. I don't know what was going on before, but active hope moved in. And we're not going to settle for living with garbage as long as we're paying taxes. Who is the supervisor? Active. Who is the administrator? Some of us are scared to ask a question. We're not getting the services that we're entitled to, and we won't even question it. Go to the doctor and don't even know what you went for. Active hope. I want to be healthier. Go to the doctor and ask him, what is this medicine for? Why am I taking 10 pills a day? Talk about the things that are not happening. There's some side effects. I'm not happy. I'm not feeling better. Active hope. I'm hoping. My hope is built on nothing less. Yes. And the God in me gives me the strength to speak up and speak out. If there's someone in the room today who says, Lord, make me, I want to be an active, hopeful witness for you. If I can't speak for me, I'm not going to speak for anybody else. How can I serve your people if I'm afraid to speak? Praise God. Okay, before we close, we're going to witness to one another as we leave on this first Sunday. Look at the person next to you and tell them, God will be with you. God will be with you. God will be with you if you will only trust Him. Trust Him. Trust Him. He'll fight your battles. He'll fight your battles. Somebody's facing a battle already. He'll fight your battle. He'll fight your battle. Ooh, if you will only trust Him. Trust Him. Trust Him. How about He'll heal your body? He'll heal your dismiss us, please. God will be with you.
Precious Lord, we thank you once again. And as we begin to leave this space, please continue to go with us everywhere, anywhere we go. Continue to guide us with wisdom from your teachings. Bless everyone in this circle in their homes. Let us leave here full of the Spirit of our wonderful God. All those in agreement say amen. Amen. Till we meet again. God bless you.